Hi ladies and gents, Pond here with another video for Rise of Empires, Ice and Fire. Thank you so much for your previous likes, comments and subscriptions to the channel. If you haven't subscribed already, why not click on that button and ring the bell so you can get notifications of whenever I'm dropping content on the channel. And now onto the topic of this video, and firstly an apology. I wanted to get this video out last week when these announcements were made, but I was just a little bit busy the past few days. So today I'm going to be talking about the heroes strength adjustment that we've seen to these 5 heroes: Alfred, Isabella, Inquisitor, Witch Hunter and Skybreaker. Of course, this is the second round of adjustments we've seen to heroes. All the S1 heroes had name most of them had name changes, and also some big changes to their skills. I think this time this is more a tweaking of these hero skills rather than a wholesale change. So let's have a look firstly at the announcement that devs made last week. Hero strength to be adjusted. Alfred is going to get a bigger chance to cast skills with more skill damage dealt. Isabella fixed the issue with her damage. Her damage was changed into burning damage, and she'll be able to restore more troop power and deal more damage. Inquisitor deals more damage and has a bigger chance to cast skills. Witch Hunter deals more damage. Some skills do not require prep anymore and has a bigger chance to cast skills. And finally, Skybreaker damage mitigation added. Some skills do not require prep anymore and a bigger chance to cast skills. Also, you'll see some hero names changed as well. Lust changed to Lilith. Son of Ragnar changed to Bjorn, Dragon's Avatar changed to Chi Lu, and Living Saint changed to Jane. Never mind. So let's have a look at these heroes and what's changed. So first off, we're going to look at Alfred. Obviously, Alfred is the exclusive hero. We have been able to get a few copies of him during the initial start of the castle era, but mainly, I'm afraid, he has been, similar to Cleo, just available for spenders, needs 34 copies. I know quite a lot of people do have him maxed now, but they were finding that he just wasn't activating his skills. So what have they changed with him? Well, on skill 2, Soul Sucker, this has increased from 25% chance to 35% chance. So that's a good increase. Also on skill 5, Lethal Blade, this has been increased from 20% chance to 30% chance. So these two skills now have a better chance of activating during the battle. Still, what you're looking at, maybe 2 times for each. But of course, on his 8th skill, it gives this buff that once the power of the squad drops below 90%, 70, 50 and 30%, it will increase the chance to cast combat skills, and that it is a significant maximum increase of 50% more chance. So that is obviously boosting skills 2 and 5 from those very low ranges of 35 and 30% up to 85% and 80% chance. So really significant likely chance that they will activate at least 4 times during the battle once your squad drops below these kind of levels, this criteria. The other key change they've done is they've added additional skill damage to this 8th skill. So more chance to cast combat skills, and the skill damage his squad deals increases by, and this maxes at 40%. So again, you're going to be giving, it should all coincide together that when these skills are casting, he'll do 40% more damage with them as well. So that actually should, in theory, increase the amount of damage that he does considerably, which is what you're going to want him to do. And that's his whole point, really. Still, my thoughts on Alfred. I mean, he's still limited. You want to be pairing him with heroes that do troop recovery block because of this element of his 2nd skill. So you're looking at pairing him with heroes like Poison, Warhammer, Jane, maybe Living Saint. The most likely combo I was thinking for him would be like Alfred, Warhammer, John the First. But not a lot of players have him maxed. We're going to have to see how he gets on in the coming days. But I would hope that these changes will actually make a difference, because obviously spenders are putting in a significant investment into getting him maxed, just to find out initially that he really wasn't very good. So this definitely needed work on, and hopefully that's rectified it. Up next, we've got Isabella. So of course, Isabella is another kind of premium hero earlier in the game. I don't have her in my account, but what changes have occurred with her? So on her skill 2, she does a multi-attack, similar to what basically Scarlet Reaver does, what Jade Rakshasa does. So she'll attack the enemy 6 times, and this has then been changed from just dealing normal skill damage to burning skill damage. Now this kind of impacts on the kind of combos she's going to synergize with, because you're going to want to pair her with combos which benefit from increased damage to opponent squads that are suffering from burning damage. So basically, they've also made a change to Witch Hunter, so that this flammable element does increase damage to burning to squads that are burning. So in my mind right now, possible combos for her could be just even at S2, it would be Isabella, Inquisitor, and Witch Hunter. Could this be an option to counter the Beast Queen like Rose and Immortal combo? Maybe. Obviously at S2, you don't have Rose in yet. It's only Beast Queen and Immortal. You usually pair with maybe Lionheart in the past. So that is an option. Then we get into like SX1. Hunk comes available. Hunk's 5th skill has burning damage as well, so potentially, and Hunk is a front row hero. Isabella's kind of more set up to be a mid-range hero, middle row hero with these like kind of effective range of 4 on her skills. So you could run Hunk, Isabella, Witch Hunter maybe. And then later into the game, again, as I've referenced, you want her paired with heroes that are going to do additional damage to targets that are burning. Of course, Scarlet on her 8th skill does additional burning, so you could look at Hunk, Isabella, Scarlet, or Isabella, Scarlet, Witch Hunter, maybe, to be really aggressive. And then, of course, even if you wanted to go further with that, you could put her with Aslan and Scarlet, because, again, they both like magnify burning skill damage. Of course, I 100% appreciate that you're most likely not going to do this, because obviously you're going to put Aslan with Scarlet and a healer, that absolute premium combo. Aslan, Pepin, Scarlet works pretty well as well. So maybe this would kind of be like a secondary or a third option for you if you didn't have like a healer or a Pepin. So it's interesting that kind of Isabella would work in like different combos throughout the progress within the game, and I'm not saying that these would be the best combos for those mix of heroes, but for me, looking at this change, that's who she's going to synergize with. They've also increased the damage she does on her 5th skill, increased that from 200 to 236% maxed out, and then as well for her 8th skill, she does more healing now. So this recovery rate for your front row squad, it used to be 200%, it's now been increased to 304%. That's a big increase, but ultimately, I think when being on fire for the first time, the hero will recover a large amount of troops, so it only activates once. 304%, I mean, I think that's probably going to be around 10,000 troops healed, so that's a really good healing skill for a hero that is available quite early in the game. So that's the changes to Isabella. And now we're going to go on to Inquisitor. So Inquisitor, of course, is an S2 archer hero, and with him there have been a few changes. So firstly, with his skill 2, it still requires prep, but it's been increased from 30% to 35% chance. Not a massive benefit, but a little bit. A big change for Inquisitor, I think, is this 5th skill. So Born Evil, it used to be that it was only effective for the first 3 turns of the battle, and now it's going to be activated for the whole of the battle, all 8 turns. So you're benefiting from this extra 50% damage from archers to all enemy squads as well. So this is a very effective damage boosting skill, one of the best in the game actually. So you're going to have to pair Inquisitor most likely with archer hero. So like even if you did use Isabella with him, for instance, in S2, you would need Isabella to be running archers, which is fine because she's a general hero. So that is a big boost to his ability on his 5th skill. And then on the 8th skill, it looks like they've increased the damage from 315% to 342%, so he does more damage as well. So that's Inquisitor. Like I say, that extra damage, it is going to be a really good boost. 4th hero upward changes is Witch Hunter. So Witch Hunter is the ranged archer hero that you get in S2. Again, she's had quite a few changes. So Firstly, on her skill 2, this used to require 1 turn of prep. Of course, now it doesn't need prep, it just activates. It's still 30% chance. That is beneficial because obviously a skill that requires prep can be blocked either by Desert Storm's 8th skill or by being suppressed or silenced. Effectively, your opponent's got 2 chances to stop the skill from activating. And of course, you kind of avoid this whole scenario of it being triggered to prep in round 8 and then it never activates. So this is, even though the chance isn't big, removing the 1 round of prep is beneficial. And the big change I think for this is this secondary element of the skill. So it used to just inflict 50% burning damage. That was the exact wording of the skill. And I think that was literally just a very small amount of damage. Now it's increasing the burning damage that the opponent's squads take by 35%, lasting 2 rounds. So, like I've just said, Isabella's going to do burning damage on her 2nd skill. Hunk does burning damage with his 5th skill. Scarlet does burning damage. Arslan does burning damage. So all of that is kind of going to work together. Witch Hunter does burning damage. So that's going to be interesting, increasing this additional damage. Plus, when you think that usually she's going to be paired with Inquisitor, who is boosting archer damage by 50% all of the time with his 5th skill, you're starting to see this additional damage like really layer up, basically. I can't see any change to the 5th skill. It's always been first 3 turns, reduce to enemy squad damage by 75% and have a 90% chance to silence. But her 8th skill has increased from a 35% chance to 40% chance. And this will do the fire attack status to the opponents. So, and it's applicable for all 3 opponent squads. So if you did pair like Witch Hunter in S2, if you did pair Isabella and Witch Hunter with Inquisitor, I think you would get a really nice synergy between the 3. And my kind of thinking is that potentially these improvements to these heroes are to combat the strength of cavalry. Like even basically in S2, these heroes were pretty good. So maybe it's even looking at S3, S4. The changes are kind of to maybe give it a more level, even playing field in that kind of area of the game, S3, S4, SX1, when cavalry really just dominated the game. The Beast Queen, Rose and Immortal combo just absolutely dominated. So that is Witch Hunter, which leads us finally to the S3 hero Skybreaker, so the ranged archer hero. Now Skybreaker you can place in various locations on the squad. I think often he was used on the front row, to be honest with you. And with Skybreaker, again, turn 1, so it used to have 1 turn of prep required. That's been removed, and it's 40% chance. The big change to Skybreaker on his 2nd skill, now this used to just have a it used to do a resistance debuff to the opponent where it would reduce their resistance by for the 2 enemy squads by 47%. Now, of course, in this day and age where people are rocking, 1,000% resistance or very high levels of resistance due to all the different buffs you can get from skins and your pendants and the new additional technology that we have, that debuff on resistance really was like inconsequential. Really, it was nothing. So what they've done is they've amended it, and now it's, as I say, damage mitigation. So it will make the skill damage of your 2 opponent squads that this skill targets minus 20% for 2 rounds. So that's pretty good damage mitigation. So at this kind of stage in the game, not a lot of heroes had damage mitigation this early in the game. So that's an improvement. Then also on when we look at 5th skill, there's actually no change here as far as I could see. Skybreaker always disarm 2 random enemy squads for the first 2 turns, which of course is the perfect countermeasure to Beast Queen, Rose and Immortal, because Beast Queen, Rose and Immortal are requiring their troops to basic attack in the first 3 turns. So maybe if they wanted to buff Skybreaker a little bit more, they could have changed this to first 3 turns. Then that really would have been a really good countermeasure against the Beast Queen Legion early on in the game. And then on to the 8th skill. As far as I can see, there's been a big increase in the chance, and now it's saying 1 turn prep, which is the same, but 50% chance. This has increased from 35% chance previously, and I'm pretty sure that the recovery rate has increased as well. I seem to remember that this was 97% recovery rate previously, and now it's saying it's 142% recovery rate, which is for 2 of your squad. So that is, well, to heal self and a random friendly squad. So yes, so that's 284% healing. That's a good level of healing at that stage in the game. Skybreaker originally was the first hero that healed, I believe. So those are some decent increases to these heroes. In the grand scheme of things, does it make that much of a difference to like those of us in the older states who are, you know, rolling with SX 6 onwards heroes? I don't think so. I really don't think these are massive improvements to these heroes compared to like what happened with the S1 heroes to make them that much more competitive against the very latest top combos at the other end of the game. But I really would be interested to see new players coming through S2, S3, S4, SX1. I think these heroes could possibly become more commonly used combos. I think it has been done to kind of help archers in particular become more evenly matched in that stage, that kind of early mid stage of the game. As I say, where cavalry have been affected. So I'd be interested to hear from any of you, like in the younger states that are going through that period of the game. How are you finding the changes to these heroes? If you could please put your comments in the comment section down below, so the rest of the community could find out. That would be very much appreciated. And that is everything for this video. If you've liked this video, please do click on that like, and if you could share this video and my channel in your alliance chat, province chat, through line, WhatsApp, Viber, Discord, whatever you use to communicate with your fellow players in the game, that would be very much appreciated. That's it for now. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you soon.